Thank you for clicking on this Talon video to review general settings in Talon. So this right here is our new landing page. So what you're going to want to do is put in your email address, and then you're going to push next, and then your password will populate if you have it already set up. Otherwise you would need to type in your password, and then you're going to sign in, and that'll bring you to the landing page. So today what we're going to go over is this drop-down menu that's underneath when you hover over your email address. So there's general settings, pricing preferences, and paperwork headers that we're going to review. So general settings is the first one. This one we ask that you don't go into if possible, but again, sometimes it happens. We've had people accidentally click this use keyboard mode only, and then they can't figure out why they can't do the steps on the configurator. So if that happens, where you feel like you're not able to use your mouse, just go back in here and click on the general settings and then see if this is clicked. If it is, just unclick it. When you hover over this and go into this general settings right now, yours should have none of these filled in. None of the radio buttons should be clicked, and that's perfect. But if you accidentally do go in here and possibly click on metric or imperial inches or feet, then the measurements on your quote will look funny. So I'm going to click imperial inches and save it and just show you what would happen to your quote. So we're going to do a new quote. Testing. Okay, so if I went to line items right now and I selected a new line item, let's just go into interior. Let's do a molded door. We'll just do a slab. Once I get into here, it's going to give us an error that the measurement type is not correct. So it won't let you proceed with your quote. So this is what should happen when you do that. It'll give you an error. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here to my general settings, and I'm going to click Imperial, and I'm going to save it. And then if I was to go back into that same quote and select my product, it should let me proceed with the product because it now has the correct information in it. So now I can go in and select my sizing. So that's what happens when you have that. So I'm going to leave this and cancel that line item out. Okay, so that's the first thing that's on that screen. Reminder, if you just click on the Talon button here, it will take you back to the landing page. Okay, so the next one we're going to go over is your pricing preferences. So what this will do is it'll let you set up a margin to go into effect on any quotes that you create. So if, say, you want to, like, you have a walk-in margin for customers of 60% over cost, you can actually do 60% markup, or you can do a gross margin markup. So say you wanted a gross of 25, then it'll auto-populate your markup percentage. This also lets you put in your sales tax for your area. So when the quote gets printed for your customer, the sales tax is included. If you have any freight adders, like a net freight adder, then you would add that here. It's a percentage or a dollar amount. And then the same on labor, a dollar amount or a percentage. And then once you've done that, you would just save that information. So now, every time you go to a quote, and just pull this one up, it'll show you your cost versus the markup percentage that you just put in as your pricing preference. Okay, so that's what that does. It'll automatically mark it up to your customer, and it'll charge them their sales tax. If you click on this here, it'll show the tax and the subtotal and then the total. So that's what that one's for. I'm going to go back to the main landing page again. And then the last one, and this one is your paperwork headers. So this one lets you set up a header. I'm going to delete, let's see, quite a few set up in here, so I don't want to make it confusing. So I'm just going to delete a couple of these. So when you go into that, this will not have anything here. It'll just say new header. So you're going to click on new header, and then you can name it master header or whatever you want to call it. So what this does, it allows you to put in your information. So I could put in my address, oops, sorry about that, and then my name, and then any phone number information that I would like on here. And fax information. Okay, so this will print on my paperwork now, and then what I can do is go into here and choose a header. I'm just going to go into my pictures and pick something. Let's see if I have one of the logos in here. So let's pick this one. So and then I'm going to push open. So you'll see once it's in there, it gives you the JPEG information that it is there. So then I'm going to create it. So my master header's on here. So now I'm going to go back to my, click back on my Talon logo up here. And then I'm going to my quotes. And I have to pick one with something on it. So when I go into paperwork now, if I was to look at the customer quote, so this is what you would hand to your customer, and open that up, then all the information that I put in here, our address would populate here. So that way the information that you put in there is populating here. So that when you hand it to your customer, it has your logo, it has your address, and your phone numbers and fax numbers or any information that you need. So that's what that is for. So this is a pretty quick one for today. Just wanted to go over these. And again, the last one is just to log out. If you just log out every night, that would be great, because there's updates that happen. And I hope this was helpful.